I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't have to plan it, I can go change my fate. You won't understand it, all alone, that's okay. People I can't stand them, they don't want me to change. Keep me where I'm standing, and I don't wanna be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. I don't wanna let myself down, myself. I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want.
Good morning once again from Mae Hong Son, Thailand. And I just rode my scooter up from my guest house to a temple that sits on a hill overlooking Mae Hong Son. And those views you just saw were of the temple and of the city down below me. I came up here because I'm leaving Mae Hong Son today. So I thought I'd come up for one last chance at looking at this amazing view and having a hot latte up here. And today is a bit of a road trip day because I'm heading to the northern village of Ban Rak Thai. Apparently it's a very well-known village here. Someone suggested in the comments that I go there, and I'm very thankful that they did because I had never heard of this place myself. But I looked into it and it seemed like it'd be quite an interesting place to go, and if I can find a place to stay there, spend a couple of nights there, we'll see how that turns out. The name Ban Rak Thai, I believe, translates as Love Thai Village or something like that. It's also known as Mae Ah, small village of about 1,000 people at the most, I read. It surrounds a small lake up in the mountains about 1 kilometer from the border with Myanmar. and that whole region is known for tea production. So the hills around the lake and around the town are covered in tea plantations. There's even a very nice series of bungalows at a guest house there, where each bungalow is right in the tea plantation itself. Though I haven't been able to find any of these hotels online, so I'm just taking a chance, riding up there and hoping I can find a place to stay when I get there. If I can't, it's no big deal. It's, like I said, 44 kilometers away. And if I can't find a place to stay, I'll turn it into a day trip and then come back to Mae Hong Son this afternoon. But I hope to spend the night up there.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. Gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. About others way before myself, yeah. I guess that's why I feel like I go through hell, damn. Wasting time on your dreams instead of mine, yeah. About to turn this franchise around on a dime, man. It's all about finding your right state of mind. It's all about turning the worst into fine. It's all about time and the work and the climb. From the thirst we will rise, I'm immersed in this life. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. pace on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, don't need no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me and come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on.
Wondering, no, this is not Ban Rak Thai yet. The village I'm going to today is still 33 kilometers along this road, but the Su Tong Pai Bridge, I think it's Su Tong Pai Bridge, just happens to be on the way between Mae Hong Son and Ban Rak Thai. So it's a very convenient spot to stop. I've been up here once before to take a look at the bamboo bridge. Supposedly one of the longest bamboo bridges in Thailand, but it's quite an interesting place because you can come across the bridge and then explore the temple grounds, and they have a really nice coffee shop here, so I couldn't resist, and I'm here having my second coffee of the morning. So yeah, I just wanted to stop for a second to talk a little bit more about the village where I'm going, Ban Rak Thai. I guess the key feature of this village, based on everything I've read, is that it is more of a Chinese village than anything else. The original settlers were Kuomintang soldiers from the Nationalist Army in China, and they fled from China when the communists took over, and this group of soldiers settled in this village there. So you still see a lot of signs there in Chinese, and I guess the people there still speak Chinese, and you see a lot of Chinese influences mixed with Thai and mixed with Burmese, of course, because it sits right on the border with Myanmar. So I guess it's quite an interesting mix of cultures, this village. And that pretty much takes me to the end of my knowledge of this place. A small village of about 1,000 people around a lake. A lot of tea plantations, Chinese heritage, and on top of that, I guess it's a beautiful place because why else would it develop as a tourist attraction? Because there are a lot of interesting villages all over Thailand. Makes me wonder why this one in particular became such an attraction. I guess it's a combination of all those features because it does have a lot of accommodation there. From what I can see looking at Google Maps. As I said earlier, I don't see any of these hotels listed on Agoda or Booking.com or any of these online sites. Maybe you could track them down through a Facebook page and a website and contact them directly and make reservations. I don't know. I didn't take it that far. I'm just going to ride there and see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of an odd place because when you read about it, on websites, on like tourism articles, everyone describes it as incredibly remote. You know, it's way off the beaten path. It's in a remote part of Thailand, difficult to get to, and hardly anyone goes there. That kind of tone to the articles. And yet, as far as I can tell, it's a big tourist attraction. So how remote and off the beaten path can it be when it has so many hotels and is such a well-known tourist attraction? So it's kind of a weird combination of those two things. But anyway, I'm going off this idea that it is quite remote, and most people go there on day trips, I think. You can get a day trip out of Mae Hong Son, go up there for the day, look around, have some tea. I believe they make a lot of their own wine there as well, sample the wine, local food, and then you get in your tour van and go back to Mae Hong Son. And I guess most of the visitors don't spend the night. So that's why I have hope that the place won't be fully booked when I get there. We'll find out in a couple of hours when I finally arrive.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays.
Just checking in on my journey because we're about 20 kilometers, less than 20 kilometers from Ban Rak Thai. And something else I know about the village that I forgot that I knew, it's at about 1,800 meters altitude. And we've been climbing for a little while. It was flat for a long ways out of Mae Hong Son, but then we hit a mountain range, and we've got to get up into the hills. So we're into some steep climbing. And if you look right behind me now, you can see one of those, a van going by. I've seen, I don't know, dozens of those vans, and I think those are tour groups coming up here for day trips. They probably came up in the morning early to see, maybe even see the sunrise, mist on the lake, tea tasting, and now they're heading back to Mae Hong Son for lunch, I assume. At least I hope so. So if all these people are leaving, that means there's a hotel room for me, because, wow, the road has been so busy. So many people leaving the village, groups of 10 or more motorcycles all traveling together, people on scooters like me with backpacks and camping gear and stuff like that loaded on, tons of cars, pickup trucks. For a village of 1,000 people, either they're very good at marketing or it's got to be a gorgeous place because they get a lot of visitors. Well, we are creeping up on the town of Ban Rak Thai. This is the COVID-19 checkpoint. All the towns have so many of those still in place, but there are less and less people staffing them. Mae Hong Son had tons of them all around the city, even with health officials and police officers sitting there, but they never asked me to stop there. So let's edge our way into town and see what's going on. That's funny. You come to what is supposed to be one of the most remote villages in Thailand, and the first thing you encounter is a traffic jam. So one thing I've noticed about towns like this in my lifetime is that they undergo a big change from daytime to nighttime. So it's always nice to spend the night, at least one night. You see it during the day like this, and then at night it tends to quiet down. All the people disappear, and then it becomes much more of a local town after that. Huh. No, to be honest, I was not expecting this much traffic, like this many people to be here. I underestimated. Well, let's pull in here for a second. And there it is, the lake and the town. A lot of the guest houses that I was looking at are down here along the edges of the lake. Look at how many of them there are. The whole lakeside is a series of hotels and guest houses. So I think the thing to do is park the scooter, maybe leave it right here, and then go for a walk. There's no point to driving or riding in a place like this. And I found a spot to put the scooter, so I think I'm just going to leave it right here. First impressions? Well, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest. I wasn't expecting a place quite like this. It does not feel in any way like a village. It's definitely, it's a resort. It's a resort lake. All I see are hotels. I mean, I don't have any sense of any people actually living here, except for the workers in the hotels and the restaurants. And definitely Chinese feeling to the place, the decor. We've got some boats going across the river right now with the lanterns on it. I remember reading about those. But the more I look around, just the more hotels and guest houses that I see. Even a little spot over there, they have tents right on the water's edge. And off here towards the left, there's some more bungalows up on the hill. And this place actually made me think of that movie Spirited Away, the Miyazaki film, particularly when I look in this direction, because you have all these tea houses, tea tasting places up there. And way up at the very top, there's a castle of some kind. Even the number of guest houses is a bit overwhelming. Sometimes I don't like too much choice. I get freaked out by too much choice. As you know, I like a limited selection, makes it easier to choose. But yeah, go for a walk. What do we do? Should I go up high just so we can get a look at the town first and then go look at some hotels? I'm gonna see if I can get up there first. This is the road into town. This is how I came in. And my scooter is parked down there somewhere. And yeah, a ton of restaurants and coffee shops and tea tasting places. And then this is the road I was looking for, which I guess goes up to the castle. And just see what's up here. I just spotted these bungalows over here. This is the really famous place you see in all the tourism pictures of this town. This is what they always take pictures of, these bungalows in the tea plantation. Makes it look very rural, very quiet and pristine farming area. And you know, it's definitely quite beautiful and interesting, but it's certainly not a pristine farming village anymore. I don't know what's quite going on here. Castle's over here, but there seems to be some sort of a platform up there. Maybe I can walk up there as well. But let's take a look over here for a second. Peer out over the battlements. Huh. Wow. Very interesting. Not what I was expecting at all. Not in a bad way, just different, really. I honestly thought this set of bungalows here was sort of the heart of the town in terms of accommodation, and then everything outside of that would be more of a rural farming village or tea plantations. I had no idea it was developed to this extent. None at all. I've reached the castle. No idea what it is. I assume it's part of a hotel or a guest house. Oh yeah, okay, so there's an entrance to a bunch of kind of bungalows on the hill. I've come to the end of the battlements. There are some stairs leading up, so I want to see how high we can go inside this complex. I wouldn't even have a clue where to go to rent one of these. Like, is there an office or a front desk? Are they all part of the same place? Are they all separate businesses? I have no idea. Look at this, a whole bunch of places up here. Looks like people were staying in them, but they're all currently empty, not cleaned yet. They've got this big platform in front where you get a nice view of the lake. This might be the main entrance to this big place with the castle. I don't know what that sign says, but it could be I'm sure it's the name of this place. But again, I don't see any kind of an office anywhere. I found my way onto this platform. Essentially a golf course up here. There are those bungalows over there. I suppose since I'm up here, I should go over there just to ask how much they cost, just to get a sense of what the prices are up here. Because honestly, I have no clue. I don't know what commands a premium in terms of this place. I often get things like that wrong. So for example, all these guest houses down right by the lakeside, my impression is that those are the cheaper places down there. But somehow it seems to me anything right on the lake would be the most expensive. But I think those are the cheaper places, and anything up here on the hill, these would be the more expensive options. And just in terms of the setting, it's possible that these bungalows are quite basic, and yet they might be the most expensive of all. I don't really know. I'm down at the lakeshore now, looking across at the spirited away tea houses and the big resort complex. From here, it definitely looks like it's all one place. Architecturally, it all matches, so that's one big place up there. Yeah, this area over here on the hill. And the tea plantation, the Lee Wine Resort, is behind the fold of this hill. You can't actually see it. And these are all the restaurants and coffee shops and things. And down here, there appear to be some budget guest houses. I'm standing at one here, but I'm running into my usual problem that I can't find anyone. It's like the place is abandoned. So I've got all these rooms here. Each one has a padlock on it. And there's another, maybe a different place over here, a bunch of tents. But no people. There's like nobody here to talk to. Yeah, all these places are barricaded off with walls, so you have to go back up to the street and back down and down. But as I said, I haven't seen a single office or staff member anywhere. So I'm a homeless foreigner still. Yeah, I assume there's secrets to this. Like Thai people would just know what to do. Like, what do you do? Well, where do you go to find the people that belong to these places? I have no idea. There was a man here sitting having a cup of tea with a cute chihuahua, 1-year-old chihuahua, he told me, and he spoke a bit of English. He's from Bangkok, and he tracked down the owner of this place for me. And here's the man here, so he's going to show me one of these rooms, and they're 600 per night. It's nice to know that there is a room available, so at least I'll take a look at the room, and maybe I'll take a look at one or two of the others and then decide. Okay. Cool. So yeah, simple fan room and a little bathroom over there. Okay. Cool. I'm hot on the trail for my home for the night. One place over, Nong Chun Resort, I guess. It's right down by the river as well. And yeah, these are the rooms behind me. So this place is a step up, a considerable step up from where I was before. Quite nice rooms. They're more expensive. This one is $800 per night, and I can't check in until 2 o'clock. Of course, that's no problem, but they do have Wi-Fi, and the room they showed me was this one, number 16, and it looks pretty much the same as this one, except just one bed. And yeah, so as I said, I don't think you're going to find any bargains in this town, really. Everything is being priced at a premium. Well, I have a home for the night. It is this place, the Nong Nuch Resort. This is what the place looks like. It's down right beside the lake, which is nice. The room here seemed quite nice, has Wi-Fi. And the people are really nice, really friendly, and costs 800 baht per night. And as I said, I don't think you're going to find any bargains in this town, so I'm not in the mood to do a lot of walking, looking for a room that costs 300 or 400 or 500 baht per night. You'll just end up wasting the whole day, I think. This place here, Ping Ping Guest House, actually has a lot of good reviews on Google Maps, kind of a like from a backpacker point of view. So I went over to Ping Ping to check the place out, but they showed me an absolute dump of a room. I mean, just a cement shell with a mattress on the ground, and they said that room would cost 1,500 baht. So I couldn't help myself. I just laughed when he said that, because it just seemed like a clear sort of money grab, thinking the foreigner doesn't know any different. But I'd already looked at a bunch of other places, you know, like a room here for 800, which is like a real hotel room. So I don't know why he was trying to sell me that basement empty shell for 1,500. And this is the this is the place right here. The Nong Nuch Resort. I've already paid for my room. Here's a place further on that looks like it would be less expensive, right? A place like this. Lakeview Guest House. I just followed this road as far as it would go outside of town, and it ran into a military base, and there's no way to get beyond it. So turning around and heading back into town. Huh. There's another guest house that looks kind of like a budget place, you would think. But I'm guessing that those rooms would be surprisingly expensive, despite looking quite low budget. Particularly since it is right down beside the lake. I noticed when I was on the other side, there's this patch of greenery here. A bunch of people setting up tents. And that brings us to the end of today's small adventures. I've moved into my room behind me. That's a N16 right there. But it turns out I forgot to ask whether the room was available for more than one night, and it isn't. So I booked it for tonight, but I only have it for the one night. But luckily they found another room for me here at this same hotel. In fact, a neighboring room, N15 or no, N18 right over there. So I'm here in N16 for one night, and then I'm just moving 2 doors over to N18 tomorrow, which a little bit inconvenient, but yeah, this town is so busy. Everything is fully booked, so you can't really pick and choose. You have to take what you can get at the moment. But I can't complain because the setting here is so nice. Actually, I'll show you the inside of the room real quickly, because I don't think I showed that on video yet, have I? I can't remember. But, here's the inside of the room. I've got a lot of my stuff unpacked already. Large double bed in this room. Fan only. And it has a nice bathroom over here, but nothing unusual or nothing too crazy. It's just a room, a bed, and a bathroom. That's all you need. Good Wi-Fi though, so that's always nice. But the reason you would stay here is, of course, the lake. And the lake is right outside my door. So there's the view from my room. The sun just went behind some clouds up there, so maybe get a nice view. And one of the things you do here when you're visiting is you rent one of these boats, and they take you out for a ride around the lake for a few minutes. But I think you'd have to have a few people in your group for that to make sense. You just imagine me on my own renting one of those boats tomorrow and going for a river ride. Yeah, there's a real range of accommodation here. It's kind of crazy. The more I rode around, the more places I saw. When I first arrived, I was sort of eager to just find a place, take it, and then move in. So, for all I know, there's a much better place out there at a much better price. I don't know. I can see some places up on the hill over there that look kind of nice. And you see a lot of people camping at the side of at the lake. And at the far end of the lake over here, there's a whole bunch of other places, kind of budget guest houses, perhaps budget, I don't know, way down there at the other end of the lake. But I think anything on the edge of the lake is still going to cost in the range of $800 a night. I don't think you're going to get much cheaper than that. So I'm pretty happy with where I am. Can't argue with the view, as I said. And I'll be here for 2 nights, so I'll get to see sunset tonight, sunrise tomorrow morning, and then sunset again the day after that, and then sunrise on the morning that I leave. So 2 nights in a day, I think it'll work out pretty well for here. And this hotel has a restaurant up top, and breakfast is included in the room fee, so I can have breakfast here tomorrow morning. And they have coffee and crackers, hot water laid out there all day long, so you can relax in the coffee shop. So that's it for today. It's nice to be here. Really nice. Really kind of a special place. Not what I was expecting. As I said when I arrived, I was not expecting to find such a developed, tourist attraction as it is. Far less of a village than it is just a simple set of resorts. Basically, it's a resort lake, much more than a village. It's really not a village at all anymore. All right, that's it. I will turn the GoPro around for a last look at the lake, just as the sun is coming out from behind those clouds. And I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be my day in Ban Rak Thai tomorrow.